That's the first thing that's going to come on my mic on my fucking stream.
17-yard line. The Boilermakers will snap it on. And 10. From the gun, running back on the move. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
And you can tell that play went nowhere from the start.
It was definitely a great play by that defender.
Oh, yeah, he got in the backfield so quick, the running back had absolutely no chance.
Makes the grab on the left. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Ninth play of the drive coming up, and they'll have to convert 3rd and long to keep it going. From the gun, wants to pass. Can't make the connection on 3rd down thanks to that tough, hard-nosed pass defense, and now it's 4th down. No sign of the punt team as they will go for it and try to move those chains. Moving away from pressure. Couldn't quite get it into the end zone. He goes out of bounds at the 3, but they are in business. And the Boilermakers trying to get a touchdown on 1st and goal. He'll do it himself. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
Phenomenal job by the defense that time, shutting down the option play. They knew they were going to see this in this game, and all week long in practice, they really focused on this assignment football, making sure.
Touchdown, Boilermakers! Looking to throw on 1st down. Grabbed in the middle. It's Fisher. They knock him down, but he's got enough to get it across the line and pick up the 1st down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. They'll give it to the back. Oh, he's got some space. Great pickup as they'll keep this drive moving, and they've got it at the 45.
Well, the defense is on their heels right now. They're going to have to find a way to stop this guy. When he's got a head of steam, boy, he is hard to bring down.
Coming out on 1st down with the play fake. Got away from trouble and got rid of it. He let that thing fly quickly, but he couldn't make the connection.
You don't see that very often. You don't see the big tight ends with the soft mitts and the big, huge hands and the nice, sticky gloves. You don't see them drop many of those balls that hit him right there in the hands. It was a missed opportunity by the tight end right there.
Great job by that defender. I mean, he timed that snap count perfectly, got into the backfield, and created the negative play.
Line is set on 3rd down. From the gun, wants to pass. Got it in the middle, it's Fisher. And a big-time grab there. Knocked down immediately, but not before he gets it to the 40. That's the end of the period, and Purdue has the lead. We've put one in the books. Let's have a look at our game summary. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Use the play fake, now to throw. Fires left. And they won't make the connection going for the big play.
Well, even though that pass was incomplete, I wouldn't be shocked if this defense in the second half decides to play some deeper coverages. This offense has already shown they're willing to be aggressive, and they've got a lot of speed. Moving forward, this defense cannot afford to give up big plays in the passing game.
Backed up now, here's 2nd and long. The offense changing the play. Trying to get the corner. And the defense holds firm. No pickup at all on that play.
Well, the offense is running towards the open grass, right? They're going toss play to the field, but way too much penetration defensively, forcing that tackle for loss.
Past the 30. Gets it all the way inside the 20-yard line to the 19 before being hauled down. The Boilermakers have pushed it inside the 20. From the red zone, looking for a receiver. Caught in the backfield, it's Barmore. And maybe he'll get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. They've got a solid drive working, but now looking at 2nd and 11. Wants to go up top. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Breaks in, headed to the end zone. And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Purdue! The kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. And it'll come out to the 25. No attempt at a return. The Purdue offense heads back out to the field. They've been firing on all cylinders, touchdowns on each of the first 2 drives, and they'll try to make it 3 for 3. Runs ahead and powers his way for 4 yards out to the 30.
And these RPOs always put the defense in a bind. But listen, you give up the run, they get a short little gain, no harm, no foul.
They'll run the option. Now the pitch. And the 4th option there is to throw it in reverse, and that's what happened on that one.
And that just looked off. The timing, the rhythm, I don't know what it was, but usually that option, man, it's so precise, right? Like, really quickly making a read, and you could tell they weren't on the same page. It went absolutely nowhere. Defense won that run.
You know, it's
Now they'll try to cash in this drive. 1st and 10 from the 50. Looking downfield on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. And they're going to lose yardage there. The defense completely owning the front. The Boilermakers trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. It's picked off, and they ruin the drive with a turnover. Takes it the other way. He'll be stopped, but not before. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. They'll try the run. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. Sends it back in motion. The play action fake. Oh, what a spectacular layout and catch. We've got a timeout in the waning seconds of the half. Maybe a chance to get off a couple more plays. They've got it at the 37. It's 1st and 10. Use the play fake. Now to throw. Makes the grab. It's Barmore. They'll immediately call timeout. Just enough time to get off one final play of the half. Looking for a chunk play on 2nd and short. Defense was swarming around this quarterback, and he never had a chance to get it off. And down he goes, and we will head to halftime. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update.
Fellas, yeoman's work so far in West Lafayette today, and welcome into the halftime update.
The Boilermakers have it back, and here comes the offense. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. There he goes. Moves up to the 34-yard line, giving him a 10-yard pickup.
Definitely been tough sledding for this guy, especially in the first half. They gave him the ball a bunch, but they just don't have a ton of yards on the ground to show for it at this point. That looked like a pretty good run, though. You just wonder maybe in the second half, if they keep giving him the football, it may start paying some dividends.
They've come out with answers on this possession, and now another first down. Caught in the backfield, it's Smith. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Quickly out to the tight end. Didn't pick up a lot there, moved it forward just a few.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
Fires to the big fella. He'll be stopped about 2 yards short of a first down. They didn't quite get that route run deep enough to pick up the first down. Now they've got a 4th and short.
And I think everybody at home tends to yell at their television set. Why aren't you getting past the first down marker? Why did you run your route short? Defense did a good job knowing where that was. But now, 4th down, offense has to make a decision.
I know there's a lot of play callers that would try to throw the football there on 4th and 2, but they decided to run it, and that was a great call. First down.
And I kind of like how the running back didn't mess around. Like, just get downhill when you see an opening. A lot of times they close so fast, man. Be decisive, stick your foot in the ground, pick up 3 to 4, and we are not going to complain.
That's a really good stop by the defense. Jesse, they need a few more. You've given up a bunch of yards on this drive and a bunch of plays, but all that matters is keeping them off the scoreboard.
Yeah, it's that bend, don't break mentality you're seeing right now, and this is the point where this defense has just got to lock in.
Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Can't make the connection, and the defense gets a 4th down stop. If you want to look on the bright side, at least you can pile up a bunch of yards if you can move the ball, because it is a long way to the end zone. Cross the 10, got it out to the 14. That's a gain of 5. And talk about spreading the ball around. Everyone getting a chance to show off the hands based on the number of targets we've seen. So the final period starts with a second down play. Wants to adjust the pattern. Trying play action. He's going for a big play downfield. Brings it down on the right side. And defense got gashed, but they finally get him to the turf. To the ground with the back. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage. They got nothing on the last play. It's 2nd and 10. Back to pass. Fires to the big fella. That's a really good tackle there, giving up some size and still making the play. You know, David, this is really what game managing is. Nice pickup on second down to help them on the next play.
Yeah, I think people look at that negative sometimes, finding a quarterback that's a game manager. No, use your brain. Set up good situations. I'm way more successful when I can keep those sticks at a more manageable situation, and I'm not as predictable on a 3rd down.
Got out of trouble and throws. Just too much mustard on that one. Can't miss the target that badly.
All right, that's a good result for the defense. We knew coming into this year they wanted to really improve their pass defense and their secondary and coverage. Nice job there.
you know, with defense, it's this pick or poison game, right? Like, I got to play a little bit soft and make them run the football, but when I do that, I give the running back space, and right there you can tell he takes advantage of it.
The Boilermakers come to the line trying to find a way to convert on third and very short. And he was able to run through a tackle. They finally get him, but not until he picks up the first down.
And with the lead in the fourth quarter, this offense has to run the ball, and it's not just going to be the tailback. That time they give it to the fullback. Don't be surprised if you see the quarterback, maybe even receivers running it here in the fourth quarter.
Tough run gets it into the red zone, and they knock him down at the 17. And the Boilermakers with a second and short to keep this drive moving. They'll run it, trying to drain time off the clock. He'll be hauled down just inside the 10 at the 9 as they're trying to turn this into a score. So this offense with an opportunity to put this game in a hammerlock if they can score and bleed the clock. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game.
Delay of game. Offense.
That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Gives it on the option. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
And that's really nice offensively because you're in the red zone. You do have an opportunity to add to your lead here, but you're staying in bounds. I think the clock right now is the most...
And he's loose, and he'll take it to the house. Touchdown! Quarterback making adjustments. They'll toss it to the left. And he finds some solid space, makes a nice game before the defense is able to stop him. We've got a timeout on the field, a tight game in the fourth, and the brain trust will go to work. And this one will be stopped for no gain. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. The Boilermakers come to the line on third and short, trying to keep the drive alive. Really nice job to convert that third down, and they've got it at the 33. Man down on the play as the officials take a break to let him be checked out. The Boilermakers have it with a 1st and 10. Turning it on! Got enough for the first. That's why a good running game is a coach's and quarterback's best friend when you're trying to put the lid on the game. They've moved it to the 19, 1st and 10. Power football with the run. How about that run as he drives it all the way down to the 13-yard line? Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. He's got it and still on his feet. That completion gets them inside the 10, and the defense is running out of room to defend. From the gun. He's got it on the run. He's all the way down to the 2-yard line. Just spectacular execution there. Now it's 2nd and goal. They'll keep it on the ground looking for the end zone. Timeout is called with just 2 seconds left to go. Heftiness coming out on the goal line. Give to the fullback. Takes it into the end zone for the touchdown on the final play. The denouement. The epilogue. The finishing touch. So after stumbling around a bit earlier this season, they put together 3 consecutive wins and seem to have righted the ship.
Dang right. How do you handle adversity? Every coach talks about that. They dealt with it now. They got the loss. They had a little bit of struggle early in the season. What do? You respond by putting a winning streak together, gaining some momentum as the season closes.
And sometimes the good thing about losing games early is that you know you're not perfect. You have to come out. You've got to bring your A game to the party. each and every week, and that's what we've seen from this team now recently. They've got